Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Peter Vaughan at Cardboard Alchemy. Happy Friday, or whenever you're watching this. This is behind the scenes at a board game publisher. We are Cardboard Alchemy. We make games like Flamecraft and Critter Kitchen and Andromeda's Edge and Flamecraft Duels, which is delivering now worldwide. We're so excited. And hello to everybody. We got people chiming in. Hello. It's good to see you. I don't know what Axel said before that. Oh, Whisperwood. Yes, we could talk about that too if you want. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the comment about my hair. That's nice. I like to change it up. So there is a new haircut. Yes. Having fun. So that's what we do here. We have fun. We play games. We want to hear what games you want to play for the weekend. We got Rosie, our comms manager, coming in. I believe even like on a day she's mostly taken off, but just to answer your questions, find out what you want to know, and then help tell you about all the things going on in our social media channels on Facebook, and Discord. So we want to hear what you want to play, and we want to hear what you want to know. And if you're in one of the regions that is just getting duels, we want to know if you've gotten your copy. Thank you, MP. I appreciate it very much. These are Spider Gwen earrings, which is, I love the Spider-Man animated movies. I think they're so much fun. So I had to find some. Anyway, I played some games last night. I have a weekly thing now on Thursday nights to force myself to this sounds bad if I say it like this. If I force myself to play games, that's not really what's happening. I would play games every hour of every day, but I don't get to. Sometimes in the publishing side of things, I don't get to crack open games, and I do have some backed up that I got from SN, I got from Kickstarters. And so what I'm trying to do is have people come over so that there is a total excuse. And Cardboard Alchemy is a fun destination for a lot of people in the community in Los Angeles. So we have game nights, and I did get a couple of new games played yesterday, which was fun. But I want to hear what you're playing, and I want to hear what you're looking forward to playing. It is the weekend for anyone tuning in on the live stream. So yeah, well, I want to play duels this weekend is a good shout. I like that. Hopefully some people are getting some duels games in. I also saw your comment earlier. Let's see if I can find it right now, where you said, where is it? Yo, Mary Stream Miss. Now there's still time for me to completely change my haircut and nails for that. So that's not the stream we're at. We're the pre-Thanksgiving, pre-PAX stream right now. We're about to go to PAX Unplugged, so we can certainly talk about that. We want to talk about what we're doing at PAX Unplugged, we're bringing nearly the whole team there. And we're about to have our first booth ever. Cardboard Alchemy has mostly been making games on crowdfunding, and we had an online convention, and we have a lot of activity on our Discord. We play games online, but we have not been, boothers. I guess that's the correct. We haven't been folks that booth, or hosting a stand, as they might say in the UK. I'm not sure. There's the booth term is more of a US term. But we are now doing that, and we have a really exciting show planned. So I know partly because there are members of our team that love going to shows. I know I love going to shows. I know Rosie loves going to shows. So, Quirkleton's like, I'm going to try and learn Galactic Cruise this weekend. Galactic Cruise is an amazing game. I think you're going to have a great time. That's a fantastic title. Always a boothy, never a boother. That's right. We were joining, and we still are joining Lucky Duck Games in a little bit, because they're right next to us at PAX, and they happen to have Andromeda's Edge, Critter Kitchen, and Flamecraft there. What we're doing is we're bringing the new stuff, Flamecraft Duels and Flamecraft's expansion, which we'll talk about on this program if anyone wants to talk about it, because we have a great video that just went up, and we have some more things we can share about the expansion, because a lot of people don't know there is an expansion to Flamecraft, a long-awaited expansion. We'll have that. We'll also have a new Critter Kitchen promo. And then the deluxe things like Andromeda's Edge Deluxe and Critter Kitchen Deluxe are actually going to be there with all play. So we have this multi-prong attack on PAX, where we're going to just shower them with all the games that we make in different ways, in different places, and different strategies. Are you ready to come on, Rosie? All right, let's bring on the star of the show.
I haven't had my hair done. It's been a while. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
it's tipping it down in the UK. It sounds like someone's just pouring water outside.
It's actually rarely raining in Los Angeles right now, so we have the joint weather conditions right now.
I doubt you can hear it, but it is loud. So, but you know, really, really lovely weather today. I went into London and went to a thing called Miracle at Henrietta, which is basically the most Christmassy place you could possibly imagine. And it's a pop-up like cocktail bar place. You book for like an hour. You go and have ridiculous drinks in ceramic T-Rexes with Santa hats and stuff like that. And it's all the tinsel stuff that you would have. I don't know if you had it, because it may just be us, but we had like really vibrant, shiny, plasticky stuff all over our ceilings, like when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah.
It's that. It was great fun. But in the rain, not so great.
Not so good. Yeah. So are you prepared for it? We don't even know if it's going to rain in Philly or what the weather's going to be like, do we?
Yeah, I always assume that you live in a cartoon land and that I will be fine whatever I wear. So
Los Angeles is a little bit of a cartoon land. It doesn't actually rain a lot, but then you actually get to cities like Philadelphia, and I believe I've had some PAXs that have been very snowy and rainy, and so.
No, I'm not ready then. I'm not ready. I did buy a new coat and it's not waterproof, so I'm so ready.
Totally prepared.
I have an umbrella. But in the UK, I don't know if this is common for everyone. We don't really think about the weather. We just walk around in t-shirts thinking we're invincible, and then we get cold and we're like, wait, why am I cold? Yeah, you can tell the tourists versus the people who are like, I was just nipping out.
Yeah.
In a t-shirt.
I do understand that, because like I'm from Chicago and I would go back home in the winter to visit family, and I would think, I don't need that whole I don't need the turtleneck and the jacket and the sleeve and the mittens, or I don't need the scarf and the hat and the thing. And then we'll be like waiting for a movie, and everyone else will be outside, and I'll be outside going, I'm an idiot.
Well, you saw me in Germany. All of you are wearing coats, and I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Nicole's like, are you cold? And I'm like, no, I'm totally fine in a crop top, like a genius. But yeah, it was. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. But I'm very excited and can't wait to see. There's so many people going that I know from the internet. Like, it's really weird. There's so many TikTokers, Instagrammer, board gamer people. And when I went through the list, because part of my job is to email all the press and the media to let them know what's going on in our booth and they can come say hi, I was like, I know so many of these people. This is amazing. Normally, I don't know that many, but there's a lot. So it's exciting.
I think I have a lot of things I'm excited about by PAX, but part of my excitement is you coming to PAX.
Thank you very much.
Getting to experience this show means that you can see it for the first time, and I think it's one of the best shows.
I've had a few go, oh, it's the best show. Zishawn from Sword and Board. My brain's mushy. Board and Shield. Sword and Board is a cool name though. He's like, it's my favorite show. Board Gaming Mama is like my favorite show. So it makes sense that lots of people are coming from not just all parts of America, but also there's quite a few Canadians going as well.
I will. But not to play sides, I will also talk about my other favorite show, which happens to be the same exact weekend, which is tearing me apart.
Oh, yeah.
Board Game Geek Con is my favorite show. I mean, PAX is such a good show, but I love Board Game Geek Con, so I'm like really like. So one of the things that we decided to do, because I was talking to Aldi, who runs Board Game Geek Con, and he just put out what their hot games are going to be in their hot games room, and I was feeling like, we're so close to Flamecraft Duels being at Board Game Geek Con, and I asked Aldi if we could send a couple of copies of Duels from our PAX supply, because I really want it. I don't want to feel like, because I think that he's a little bit. I think they're a little bit sad that it's the same weekend, and I think a lot of people are sad that it's the same weekend.
Yeah, it feels like poor planning on someone's part there.
I
Like,
mean,
what happened?
it's because of Philly. The convention center doesn't always give the same weekend to
Yeah.
Reed Pop, the conventions that puts
Yes.
on PAX, and so
Yeah.
they have to kind of they got to move with the go with the flow. And there's a marathon. I don't know how the marathon became the better weekend to go, but there's a whole marathon going right at the same time. Meanwhile, though, I did send copies that we did send Flamecraft Duels to Texas for Board Game Geek Con. So if you're at Board Game Geek Con and you're watching the stream, it's going to be in the library. So Flamecraft Duels, check it out. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, because those copies also could be there in Texas at the same time. I hope we have people who've gotten their copy as well, because it's all happening right now. This is the first stream where folks in the United States have said, I got mine. So it's really exciting, because the last stream we were like, it's about to happen.
Yeah, I feel
Cool.
like this is the time to shout out Ellie, our mod on our Discord, because
Yes.
we are going to be at an event. So we won't be able to reply as much. And I very much appreciate Ellie being there if any things are needed. So we have an amazing community who all support each other, and it's really beautiful. But really appreciate Ellie. Ellie's at BGG Con though, so it's going to be pretty rough.
So yeah, I've actually had cons, or I've been to BGG Con, met Ellie, and it's really great. And it's a fantastic con. Last year, wow, and it's her birthday today. This is amazing.
Is it?
What a stream right here.
So we might be a little slower in the Discord. We will be on it. If the Wi-Fi works, I'll be on it. But I'm demoing for shifts, for half-day shifts. The other me is Manny, the better half. You can have him in the afternoons. So
when you demo,
if the Wi-Fi is working, I can check in with the community. But if not, it's going to be once it's closed. Hi.
Well, I'm secretly hoping, and this is sometimes happens. I think I've explained how the BGG tables work, but how they work is their hot games can get replaced. Basically, whatever is hotter move something off the table. So I'm kind of secretly hoping that that Flamecraft Duels does not start on the hot game tables, and then it's just checked out so much that everyone's like, you know what? I think it needs to be on the hot games tables. But we'll see. Ellie, last year, Andromeda's Edge was on the hot games tables. We were honored to be there, and I remember that I went over to help people who were playing it for the first time, and Ellie went over there to help people who were playing it for the first time, and that was really an honor. And I also talked to some of the retailers that were carrying Andromeda's Edge, and they were selling the all-in edition because they had backed, and that thing, like, at PAX, the all-in edition is a little bit of a hard sell, because people will say, you know, I would have to carry that around, and I don't think I'm going to do that, or I'll come back Sunday. But at BGG, they're like, oh no, I'm taking this right now. I'm going to take the all-in edition.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go play it right over there. And that is so refreshing to have people want to play the big box.
One of my favorite things is spotting people opening a massive game at a convention on a small table. It's delightful. I've seen Everdell being set up on a very small half-meter round table, and I'm like, good luck. I will come back in an hour and see how you're doing. So I love it when people are like, I'm doing it now. It's awesome.
I'm going to star your question, Axel, about Mexico delivery on duels, because I do want to address that. But I'm going to start, and we'll star all the questions and get to questions that people have.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in, and I'm noticing some now.
If you want to know anything about what is going on with Genesis or Whisperwood or Flamecraft Duels, which we're talking about mostly about right now because it's delivering, I have more news on that, which is that today, Rosie, I don't know if you know, today is the first day that someone in the UK could get it. I mean, technically, depends on how fast the post is, but like I think they could put in the mail. Like some duels have gone out today.
Yeah, I every time I get a Spiral email, I go, is it? No. And then I realize I get too many Spiral emails.
We had a really fun customer service email where it was like, I got Flamecraft Duels from Spiral and didn't deliver right. And we're like, no, you didn't, because they didn't start yet. And they're like, I'm positive it's duels from Spiral. And I was like, okay, well, that would be the first time I've ever heard of someone getting it before they've started shipping. But they did say they were going to start today.
Yeah.
Now it is possible for someone to say, I got it. And I hope it happens.
Yeah, it's about to. Well, America's starting. It has started, and it is building up. So it's about to go big. this is the biggest part of the orders is America and the UK. So
Yes.
yeah.
Let me answer Mexico for a second. So we have been so actually I know we have a lot of great we have a lot of fantastic backers in Mexico because we've been able to offer customs duty-free shipping to Mexico, which is it's been hard to get games there, which is, like, is it through Spiral? Is it through, our US fulfillment center? Is it through our Asia fulfillment center? How are we going to get games to Mexico? And everyone says they could do it. And then our last two campaigns, we were going through Detestable Games, actually publishes their own games and gets games out to backers. So we were working with Detestable Games. And so we have been a little bit, not that it's entirely all of them, but we have to ship it to the United States, and then we have to ship it to Texas, and then we have to ship it across the border. And it's tougher now with tariffs and all these other things. So the method we're trying this time is through our VFI partner, who said we can totally get the games to Mexico. I'm not going to say that they haven't come through on that word, but they are like, well, okay, this is new, and we're working out the kinks in the program. Now, what I sincerely hope, Axel and anyone else who's listening, who's waiting for the game in Mexico, that this will go fast as soon as we can get. Because VFI, the way they work, which is they've got the procedure down in Asia, is they put all the orders on a ship that goes to a game store. So basically, like, a game store there's a hub. So there's a hub for Singapore, there's a hub for Indonesia, there's a hub for Japan, and they have a date where everything goes out to the hub. So I believe that Mexico is just now a new hub, and they're working that out. So I don't have the exact timeline yet, but as soon as I know more, we're not gonna rest until everybody has their copy. And that includes, like, there's Africa, where it takes 6 months to get to South Africa, and then we're gonna cheer that copy of Flamecraft Duels as well.
Yeah, I really noticed it when we have this amazing content creator called Geek and Pink, who's in Mexico, and we sent her a copy of Critic Kitchen, and by the time she got it, I was like, "You just got it?" Like, I didn't realize. And then I was like, "What?" It was a really big parcel, so I appreciate that. Maybe that's why it takes a bit longer. But yeah, I really feel for you. The slow post is frustrating. But yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry, carry on.
No, we'll have an update. I believe we have been really busy focusing on getting the games out, but Rosie and I, we've talked about putting a recap as soon as we're done with PAX, so we could say, here's what we know is the status for everything, so everyone can, because we're getting a lot of questions from certain countries, definitely. Sadara is in Singapore, so I know she's always like patiently in Singapore. When Singapore? So
yeah.
We do ask our VFI partner in Asia to give us updates, and they do put out a hub website which keeps everyone up to date. But it is a little bit slow to get that updated. So we will stay on top of it so that we can give an update in December and say, here's where we are.
If you have received yours, then please do post. If you want to post any pictures, want me to use them, I can use them in the newsletter. Any updates, then please send them. Tag me, Rosie Pocket, or like Cardboard Alchemy on Instagram, because we love seeing the pictures, and sometimes we use them.
And it's worth noting that we're still early. Like, I know that it's
still early. Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to get everyone their copy. We will, but we actually are earlier than we said so far. I mean,
yeah,
we can get everybody in December. Might spill over, but we are still at the moment like 4 countries early. So we're gonna keep going on that. Woo! I know it's a milestone. I'm not kidding. I've done 12. Awesome. 13 campaigns total in all the crowdfunding campaigns I've ever done, and it's the first time. So, whew, yeah. It's no joke trying to get boats to land places. Because what happens is they give updates. Like, you can actually track boats. The reason why we stopped sharing the sites where you could track the boats is because they are not telling the truth.
They're not correct. Yeah, it's really depressing. You're like, wait, it's not there.
That's not where the boat's supposed to go. And then you're like, oh no, we moved it to another boat. We didn't tell you. What? Or it gets into some train depot, and then someone says, yeah, we'll think about taking it out of the back of that train, maybe like 2 weeks, maybe. Yeah. Or unless you have some incentive for us to take it out of the train. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like when I track a parcel and I
can I
got
pay
one
you a
once
nice
that
compliment?
said Germany, UK, Germany. And I was like, wait, if you've gone back? And they went, no, what happens is they get scanned and they don't get logged immediately. So
Yeah.
it looks like your parcel has gone back, but it hasn't. So
Yeah.
the tracking systems are not accurate.
We're having a little bit of a stressful time right now with one of our booth pieces of furniture coming from Hungary to the booth, a hand-carved table for duels that is in customs right now. I do hope it does show up at the show.
Yeah.
You can't like the logistics of the world. I mean, I say this also as our first game, Mission Catastrophe, had container prices that went up from they were 3,000 when we decided to make the game, and they were 30,000 a container when we decided to ship the game. And
What?
that was because of COVID. And so things just, they just
Yeah.
can't know how it's gonna go. It's so interesting because when you do crowdfunding, a lot of this stuff would be behind the scenes if it just shows up in your store and you don't know what journey it went on. But if you're watching the journey, like watching the dough rise in the oven, you can see some things. You're like, oh, okay, that didn't come out exactly right.
It's stressful, yeah.
Nope.
I guess ship it straight to Yuki Games Expo.
There we go.
Oh
Yes,
no.
that was not true. That
Which
was an
means
insane
my flat.
that was an insane year because we didn't budget for 30,000 per container.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you knew what it felt for tariff people early.
Well, and also tariffs, we have since been charged, this is not the tariff show, but there have been heavy tariffs on Flamecraft Duels.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem right. But I digress. We will talk about games now. Rosie, you have other topics.
Yeah, so I've got some social images like I usually share. If you've been sharing in our groups, I've got some fun things, and also want to go through some of the ideas for the future of Flamecraft that I absolutely love from the.
Oh, right, because we put out a newsletter that said to win one of the Oracle pins that we're going to have at PAX. We're going to save a couple Oracle
Yep.
pins.
Go tell us on
win
Instagram or
one.
Facebook post. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us what you want to see in Flamecraft. Do
Yeah.
you want to see like ribbons, or do you want to see cooperative games in the future? Because I know that one was mentioned
We're
by a
working
lot.
on it. Yeah.
What do you want to see? And I'm sure there were some crazy, awesome suggestions that I can't wait to see.
Yeah, so I'll go through some of those and we'll see what the community think and which ones are the most exciting. Some of them may be completely unachievable because sometimes it's like
Toaster?
with a toaster, exactly. So far, no one has suggested the toaster. I haven't paid anyone off to suggest a toaster yet. Yeah, let's
Hello.
First and foremost look at how many games Mark is at now.
Woo!
Like, this is amazing.
Mark, thank you for sharing your adventures at Andromeda's Edge. I love the reports.
I
The
love the
sightings of
reports.
Mineral Almost within the Andromeda region. Further analysis of the data is underway to determine the nature of Almost presence and any potential threats to our interests in the sector. It's so great to read these reports. And
Awesome.
I love also your very fun, like sometimes Mark will post 4 different modules and say, which one of these modules would you grab if you were grabbing your first module for the game?
Yeah.
And I like to hear other people's like reasoning for which one they would take. And so thank you, Mark.
In fact, it reminds me that Zishawn has just shared on Board and Shield a video about Genesis.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
because Mark commented on it and I went, how do you have like a sonar for all Andromeda's Edge content? Like, how do you know?
During the first campaign, I know you weren't with us yet, Rosie, but Mark would be on the lookout for anything Andromeda's Edge and then gave me a link to every single mention that's ever happened. And we put that on the original Kickstarter in one of the social goals was, we'll post a list of everything. And then Mark was kind enough to share, like, I think at the time it was like 31 different like reviews or looks at the game. So he is aware when anything happens, which is great.
Yeah. I part of my job is to it's called social listening. So it's that's what you're doing, Mark. You're social listening. It's where you check what's happening online about your games, any reviews, any things you want to like share or anything like that. And so especially when a game is just reaching people, creators will definitely want to be getting content out because they want to be the first people. So I always kind of keep an eye out. But the more games we have, the more my morning is going Andromeda's Edge. Minecraft Duels.
Tell you,
and then I have to spell Minecraft Duels twice because people spell it differently.
I am looking for. I was actually trying to start typing in duels for TikTok so I could see if anyone else was saying it. I had some social listening going on BGG where I subscribed to different games. You can subscribe, and anything that gets posted about that game, you'll find out. And I was subscribed to T-Witches because I was really excited for Manny and Sidara's game. But then, and I was liking the reviews, and then then it started getting into like customer service notes and like I have some comments about the production, and I go, nope, I can't have that for another game. I have to focus on my game.
You don't want to be replying to that.
We already have those notes for our games, so I'm like, nope, I'm gonna turn off this now. I can't get notified.
I only have them set for our games, and so I get a little notification if anything is commented or posted or whatever. So yeah, like that. I'm on the internet just like you, Mark.
Mark has a early copy of Genesis, which I know a lot of people would love to have. So it is nice to see that went to a good home where it's being shared, because we did send it to content creators, and we figured Mark was absolutely one of the best people to have it on the table. And I appreciate also that Mark saw some of the hey, this is either confusing or this isn't a strong enough faction, and so that kind of stuff is really helpful. So we really appreciate it.
Fun fact: the designer Luke Laurie didn't have a copy.
Yes, that's true.
Recently, he got my one because I didn't need it anymore. And it felt like the logical place for it to go. Although that means that there are 0 copies of Genesis in the UK.
Aren't we going to get one there some other way? Because then you could give it. Mark Dainty wants one.
Mark Dainty wants to play. Yeah, I realized.
Are you taking one back in packs then?
Oh no, I need it back. I have no space, Peter. Like all I have is space for one copy of Cozy Stickerville because I finished my copy and I want to play again.
Nice.
Yes. And that's all the space I have in their bag.
You can get a Genesis in your bag.
Sure. I'll find a way. It can be compacted down quite well. So.
It's true.
But yeah, so thank you so much, Mark. Also, there was a fun question I thought anyone in the audience might want to answer it. Painting the minis, do you recommend finishing with varnish or matte finish or something else? So for those painters in the group, quite a lot of discussions happen around painting our minis, and we've got minis in a lot of our games. So I really enjoy seeing them, and if you like painting, then definitely join in. Personally, it depends on, with Andromeda's Edge, it's all about shiny, so I would go with like a not matte varnish, but with the dragons I always go with a matte because it looks weird when they're shiny.
I actually one of my favorite things about Cardboard Alchemy, because I was actually on a podcast that Ben Maddox does, and he was saying, what are some of the like philosophies or what are the things you wanted for Cardboard Alchemy that you've carried through? I wanted to have colorful minis that if you don't paint, you're fine, and if you do paint, still also have fun. And I love that both communities are there, because if I play a game, the last thing I want to do, I mean, I love painting, and actually some of the earliest videos on Flamecraft and Mission Catastrophe was me painting the minis to show what the minis were going to be like. And I tried to do okay. I actually am an artist, but that's not my medium. So I the detail required the dripping of the paint. I'm not there for some of the, but I did prep all the Andromeda's Edge copies for preview, and I had to prime it, and I had to buy a lot of different things, because what I used to do is put all the minis on a ruler with double-sided tape, and I was like spraying them from all angles. And then there's actually this cool device that was made that you hold and has a rotating thing with rubber bands that you can actually like hold all the minis on it. Anyway, I can paint minis, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So I like when a game opens up and it's like, oh, these are ready to go.
Yeah.
So the Andromeda's Edge minis are technically ready to go, but you can also make them. I've seen the blinged out versions on our Facebook group, and they look fantastic.
Yeah.
You see some Peter V art. That's hilarious. I went to school for art and animation. I worked at Walt Disney, and I did animation, and so. But I have I have not been on the art side for a while.
Yeah, mine's on the internet and it's very easy to find. It's
Nice.
actually quite amazing how on the internet I am, but like my last job was making really stupid videos, and yet no one has ever, I'm sure they will now, but no one has ever gone, "Is this you?" to some of the dumb videos I had to make. It's so funny. And yeah, I had people say that they stole my content because they thought someone had stolen my voice. And I went, no, that is me. That's me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If
you
I ever
can't find me.
if I ever get back into it, I actually have a goal that I have my old animation table, which, you know, in the ways that the Disney animation tables have a disc that you actually can rotate, because, you know, you're flipping,
Cool.
you're
Yeah,
animating.
yeah, yeah.
You need to get like, oh, I need to get this angle, I need to get this angle. I still
Yeah.
have my animation table. There is still a store in Los Angeles that sells all of the animation cells and paper, and I am thinking that someday I'm gonna get that summer like slight break where I can do a small animation. And then I would love, actually I've been thinking about drawing the dragons and seeing if Sandara thinks it's okay, you know, because there's actually a fan section of
Yeah,
our
there is.
Discord
It's
that's
really
really fun.
sweet.
And I would love to contribute someday to that.
Someone turned the dragons into Pokemon, which was
Yeah,
fun.
that was a great piece of art. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and Sandara loves to see it. So
Yeah. Welcome to
okay, what
seasonal.
else?
Wait, we have to Flamecraft animation when? Seasonal, did you get your copy of Flamecraft Duels yet? I know.
I think it's like next
Today
week.
or tomorrow? No, I think it's tomorrow.
Is it really?
I think it's coming
Oh, that's
I
cool.
think we'll hear about it because I think the internet in our Discord is gonna go like, "Oh my
Hmm.
god, you got your plant dragon."
We have run out of plant dragons though, seasonal. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's coming today. Look at this.
That's so exciting.
Yes,
That's
I'm very
awesome.
excited.
That's awesome.
All right.
Um,
What else do we have to share that
just sharing some like everyone's sharing that. Look, the seeing people receive all six.
Yes.
I don't know if I think they did get all, oh no. That one was 5 because they had the bread
Yeah,
dragon.
they had the bread dragon, but none of the other friends.
So the bread dragon had no friends for how long?
The other thing that I think is really fun about that is there is somebody else who posted all of the dragons in the plastic that they come in and said that they were not going to take them out of their safety bubbles. And everyone in the Discord was like, "You gotta free the dragon."
Free the dragons, let them breathe. Let them breathe. Like they've been in a bag for too long. But yeah,
They get a
that's
little loopy
adorable.
if they're in there too long.
That's super
But I
cute.
also, you have to, if you're gonna put posts like this too, you need to. I hope we get people to name their dragons. And I'm guilty of not. Yeah, I don't have names for the ones in the office, and it's terrible because it's like, what do we need to come up with one for
Yeah.
this one.
My favorite is the OG derp that Sandara has.
Yeah, the original dragons did come derpy, and I remember I told people on the
I love
Discord,
it.
and I think it was Corkleton that said, "How do I get one of the derpy ones?"
I love it. Another person got their order, and then you
Oh,
can
look at
see in
that.
this one the sleeve that comes with the art book. So the art book's the same. We just added this nice sleeve to it,
Yes.
which is
We
very
wanted
cute.
to protect it a little bit because the last time we shipped the art book, there were a couple of dings on the corners.
Mm.
This nice line art cover with a little corner protector does keep it a little bit safe.
Yeah. Oh, so my plush didn't come with stickers. Look at the little stickers on the front saying who they are.
Oh yeah.
Because I guess mine was I think my plant one was one of the prototypes. I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we the labeling had to improve as well because of new regulations in the UK, Rosie. So the UK said you have to do
I
this,
know.
this, and this.
We're
And I
so
was like,
annoying.
what? We have to do what now? And so we had to get better
Mm.
labeling, and the more things we had to write, we decided to make it artistic. So now there's a little sticker that shows.
I think it's because we left the EU. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to have our own rules. But anyway,
Yeah.
but it's cute. I like that the stickers could just be facts, but it's nice.
Look at this. Stephanie says, "I'm gonna name my Iron Dragon Lodge."
That's so cute.
It's cute. I love names. One of my
Speaking
favorite moments of Essen ever was that I ran into someone. I don't know if she'll ever catch these streams because it was just a random thing. I was holding a dragon, and she came up and she said, "Oh my god, I love the dragons," and I backed, but I didn't get an iron dragon, and I was holding an iron dragon, and I said, "Would you like this one?" And she just freaked out, and it was amazing because I want to see it go to a good home. And I said, you have to name it though. It has to have a good name. You got to take care of it. And she was like so serious about it, and I was very excited. It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
I can't wait for that to happen at PAX too, where people get to see the plush.
Yeah, there'll be a wall of them in theory. I still haven't. How are we attaching the dragons to the wall, Peter? Is it by
okay?
their
So
arms?
here's how it's going to work. They are on a grid, so there is a rolling shelf. Basically it's got like all these different like holes in it, so that you could put like racks or things or bags or whatever you want to put on it. And we have bought shelves for that.
Okay.
And the dragons will sit on the shelf. And I figure the way that we'll make sure they sit on the shelf well is the tail will go through one of the holes and be like nicely balanced on the shelf.
Because I was talking about this with Sarah, who's our head of art, and I was like, are we just like chaining them to the wall? Oh, I love that.
They will have a fun time on this massive plush wall, and we'll take pictures.
Someone just brushes past and dragons just go.
Oh, we'll also have them at the fountain. And the fountain has we should have all 6 of them, so you can like decide which ones you want to take a picture with. And Rosie, you have that photo where you've like hugged them all, so I want to see
hugged all 6. So I'm hoping that we'll get more pictures of people doing that, so we can use that instead. And what I want to share, because some people have mentioned it already, is that boxed meeples were given, they're in the UK, and they were given an expansion early because we have no expansion content, because we didn't make a prototype of it. It was all tested and everything.
We didn't have a physical copy, and we were focusing on duels so much, so it became like this unsung thing in the Kickstarter, which was, well, there was no rule book. How does it play? Wait, there's an expansion. So this is great because it's the first ever coverage, and it's really good coverage because Box Meeples goes deep into 5 modules.
And that was really weird timing. They just appeared.
Hello. We're talking about your
literally like, how do they know? That's
so I'm kind of impressed too that you always make a creative slide and slate for the game.
Yeah, they always have a bit of fun with it. It's Julian, I believe, not to say Libby doesn't, but Julian is an editor and he does a lot of the editing.
It's really fun. It looks fun. I wanted to watch it all. I did watch it all, and I'm like, ooh, which module would I want to play first? And I love.
Yeah, so they really liked the spoiler High Dragons. Unsurprisingly.
I mean, High Dragons are the kind of the star of the show. You can see that they're arriving in town here. That's Rosemary and Tank.
Yeah.
And there's we have to talk about Shimmerleaf there because very popular with some of our members, including seasonal. And that's this is Dutch here. Oh, right. So Dutch and Donut. So High Dragons are kind of the star of the show. They were arriving to duels, of course, and then because the dragons are playing in the park, and there's dual dragons now that we need to talk about, High Dragons as we call them, that we have all of the High Dragons in Flamecraft now. You could play with Dutch and Matcha and Chowder, one of my favorite names ever because it's a meat and a potion dragon named Chowder.
I just love it. I always think of like Chowder.
But of course, a fan favorite and the one that's on the cover too is Rosemary became a star. And there's Rosemary, a bread and plant dragon reaching towards the cute logo from Sadara and named by Manny for the expansion. Dragons and Dragons is really fun. And so that coverage is fantastic. You can see what modules to play. And I think that it's funny. What's funny about it is the unspoken thing is that we know our fans are going to stick every module in at once, but we do recommend that you do 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Because then you get to experience a game with a little bit of something different each time, because there's different feelings of each one. One of them feels out of control a little bit, like because you can see a lot of a new decision space, and then some of the other ones feel like they're just sort of enhancing another part of the game. If you play all of that at once with someone who's not ready for that, it could be intense.
I think also something about it is it's just a lot of thinking. It's a big decision space. You have a lot more things that happen on your turn. You go this and
Yeah.
then this and this. So
Yep, yep.
if you know them really well, then go
It's
for
fine.
it, enjoy.
And it's
But
not,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm not a stranger to that. Last night I played Old King's Crown, and there's a lot going on in that game. And I have no problem with a lot going on. I just know that some people, well, it's been the same way that since Flamecraft ever released, some people will say, I'm going to play 6-player. And we go, well, that wasn't designed for 6-player, and it's going to go slower. But as long as you're okay with that, it's fine. You can play 6-player if you want.
yeah. Seasonal says, I'm sticking all mine in, especially Shimmerleaf. He needs to be in every game. So you'll only be playing with Team Cozy, excellent, that's the best one, and Team Gifty, because that is the teams, because they go in teams of 6 into the game.
Right.
You don't put all of them. There's just too
No,
many.
but I can imagine though that if we're playing, like if you play with Team Sweet, it's funny if like all of a sudden just Shimmerleaf is like, hey, how'd you get in here? Well,
They are balanced though, Peter. They are balanced. Absolute chaos. Like,
the reason why we only do 6 is, well, it's interesting because we started by testing. First of all, I don't know if everyone knows this. I love player powers. It's like my favorite thing in a game. So I constantly think about having different player powers. And so the first thing that happened when Manny presented Flamecraft, I was like, ooh, could every dragon be totally different? Let me tell you how that does not, you do not want that. Because then you're like, okay, what does that one do over there? No. Okay, no, not that one. What does that one do all the way over there at the other side of the table? So the high dragons do have a risk of that. So we recommend only one team of 6 to go in there so that you can get used to the 6 and you know where they are and you know what their powers are. And we have reference cards for them now so that you can kind of get used to it. But if you were to put all 15 high dragons in, wow, we did try some of those games. We did.
Too many.
And I'm not saying that, someone's not going to post about it, but it is going to be, we cannot guarantee how balanced that is. Already, the Box Meeples video did talk about how some of the fancy dragons, we did note this in the book, some of the fancy dragons change in scoring, and we had a couple options. We didn't want to say, take these fancy dragons out of the game. We didn't want to really nerf the high dragons or the park the way that it was get really fun to play. So we just decided to say there is going to be some differences. Some of the original concept for Flamecraft is that the fancy dragons would score around 6 points each. But now there are some fancy friends that can get up to more like 12. And so if you find one of those, you might be like, oh, I got one of the ones that can get up to 12. You still have to do some work to do it, to get it there. But there are some fun things to find out about the new cards. I love is that Peter? He looks different. Yes, I'm going to change it up every time so that we ever have to guess. And
I will continue to wear the exact same clothes every single day.
There we go. Rosie will be consistent.
I do. Okay, though I will say the slightest change when I wear the pink hat, everyone's like, "Whoa, it's the same hat but pink. What is going on?" Which is always fun. I thought we'd quickly go through the different modules, just because we've had a few people ask that for us to make how to play video, which of course we will get round to. But as we're getting ready for packs and everything, we need to do that first. But I thought we could go through each one quickly and just explain what they do and how they change the game.
Yeah, let's do it.
So first one is
look at this. So many.
So many. The first one is Parks and Crafts, which is a new way to play the park, and it gives you a little new neoprene mat that goes over the top of your park. So
we need to do a neoprene mat? No. Did we?
No, we didn't.
Did we have to do a neoprene? Yeah, of course we did. We had to put a new park, and Sardara did sort of a fall scene. So there's a little bit of a seasonal thing with Dragons and Dragons, where duels sort of represents spring, and Dragons represents the fall leaves and the changing of this where we are kind of now a little bit. So the little mat, it's a different park. It's like the park in the fall.
It's so cute. It's so cute. I feel like it's a mouse mat to my desk mat.
There you go. Yeah, when you're not playing,
Yeah, absolutely. So what this means is that when you're taking a dragon you may fire instead. So what happens a lot in early Flamecraft games is people just take all the dragons. They're like, I just want all the dragons, of course, because they're amazing. But the key thing is enchanting. That's the key thing. So this means that you could use the power of a dragon in the park instead of taking one, which, when added with high dragons, can really mix things up.
It really can, because of course they have more powerful abilities that are combos of the others. So if you play, it's actually noted in the book, because our developer Chris Train wanted this to be noted in the book, where it says, I'm going to get to it, combining parks and crafts with high dragons can lead to chaotic games.
Yep.
So you're prepared that if you're firing up when you're drawing and you've got high dragons in the park, that's going to be something.
It also says once per turn, because during playtesting, loops were created where people
we had whole, like, and thank you to all the people who play tested, because what would happen is, what previously was never broken in Flamecraft, which we found out, is that you can do an infinite potion loop. But why would that matter? Why no one would do that? Because what would happen is a potion dragon would fire a potion dragon, which would fire a potion dragon, and you can do that for an hour if you want, but the result is the same. You eventually come out of it, and then you fire another dragon. However, with high dragons, some of their potion dragon abilities got where the loop got very lucrative. So we had to make an actual new rule for Flamecraft, which is at the beginning of the book, that says, even if you use none of these modules, we are now going forward as of November of 2025 and saying artisan dragons that swap may not swap dragons at the same shop. In case that was ever something that you did, we're saying officially, no, the dragons do not go, I'm going to teleport with you over there at the other counter of the same bread store. No, they don't do that. They go somewhere else. They go, you know what? I'm going to swap with my friend over across the street. They do not do the same shop. That is because the loops were so crazy, and we had a lot of fun. We also had to limit, I think we also had it where we had so many fun things we tried, where dragons were like asleep in the park and they woke up and there was like 3 fire-ups, you know? And no, so we're down to 1, and it's once per turn. And buyer beware that the dragons can get a little excited in the park.
That was my takeaway being delivered. Sorry, everyone.
Happy Friday, everyone. I love it that you're here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
The next one is the Elder Enchanted. This is not a shop. It is a new location. So that's where the back is.
This comment, by the way, Dalby does not approve of loops.
He does not. He also does not approve of my Indian takeaway. He's like, I want that.
So Enchanted is a nod to Flamebound, which is the sequel to Flamecraft. See, these 2 dragons right here, these are the 2 dragons that work in Sage of Sage. And they've stumbled outside, and they've found 10 minutes outside of town is a mysterious statue. And that's what you put it outside the town. It doesn't count as a shop. It's a new experience. And what happens is every time you enchant, you can also upscale your enchantment, because you found these magical scales. You don't know what they do. I think they may come into Flamebound a little bit. And then you can get one of these scales, and after you've already done your enchantment, you can upscale that enchantment by doing the extra cost and getting an extra benefit. Just little something to work on. It's noted in the Box Maples video as a more gamery type of thing, because you're now like, oh, I don't want to enchant until I can do that extra stuff too. And what that does is it sort of gets a little crunchier, because you're trying to balance out when you're going to get that done exactly and try and do it before somebody else. And Sandara did a different like elemental scale, like 3 different elemental scales of different elements. So there's lightning scales and fire scales and inferno scales. Look at that.
Really cool. They're so beautiful. So that's the Elder Enchanted. Then we have the High Dragons, which we've already sort of mentioned, but we'll just explain.
Playable teams of 6. And that also, not only was that more controlled in the game, but it also allowed us to decide what we wanted to see together. So we had, of course, people can play a different 6 if they want to, but we've balanced out the 6 that we think, oh, this is like Team Gifty is a lot of gifting. Oh, there's Rosemary. Look at that. It's cute.
They don't call me a professional videographer for nothing. Look at this.
Beautiful. What you'll see on each of the High Dragons, and Razorclaw and Pearl are in Flamecraft Duels, by the way. There's 6 of them that are in. If you look at Team Gamer, those are the dragons that are in Flamecraft Duels. And they are 2 different types. And in Flamecraft, what that means is that when you are treating them as one of the 2 types, you got to pick. So like if you're going to talk to Dutch, you got to choose if it's meat or iron. And then at the end of the game, if you're scoring dragons, then you get to count them as both types. So
Chowder. There's Chowder.
that's awesome. I think Chowder is holding like a bowl of soup from Bistro Bay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's just a weird coincidence.
I think he learned some things about another town. So yes, Allison points out something that is a little bit of a small oversight on my part while we were going into production. We were so excited to produce duels that in duels themselves, we never name the dragons. I had to go back and look at the rules and go, oh, we never say it's Matcha or Venus or Razorclaw or Calzone or Pearl or Tank. We don't say that in duels, but in Dragons and Dragons, they're all named. So someone who has both will be able to see that, oh, that's Venus, the dragon that's on my duels token, is also has this power in Flamecraft. So if you know, you know.
You know.
If you know, you know.
You also have little cards that reference the teams.
In a future version of duels, maybe we'll get the names back in there because I do feel bad that that a brand new person who has not seen the Kickstarter has no idea whether will not know the cute names that we gave Matcha. Like Matcha is such a great, it's a potion and plant dragon mix, and Matcha is just doing their thing in duels without being recognized. But then in Dragons and Dragons, there's a Matcha card, of course.
There's a new shop. This is a starter shop, as you can see from the symbol. This is Double Dragons. And look, the meta of it all. They are playing duels.
Yes, and not only that, but Sandara had fun. There's 2 of things. Like you'll see the Potion Dragon has 2 scoops of ice cream, and there's 2 balloons in the distance, and there's 2 dragons at each table, and it's a whole double. It's a double.
And you can play up to 6 dragons in this shop rather than the usual 3. So just imagine going and gathering here or enchanting.
Oh, if you enchant there, it's like, what a turn.
What a turn.
We did test this and people were, it's interesting because if people don't go over there, it doesn't start. But I remember in the Box Meeples video, they said, but once it gets going and someone goes over there, then everyone feels like you have to go over there and it gets really crazy.
Yeah, it gets very popular. Get ready to gift some goods because
everyone will be like, okay, when you're out of there, I'll go, or maybe I've got to go and give the 3 people that are there something.
I think it's worth it though for the amount you can get and what you can do. It's worth spending the goods.
My favorite is when 2 high dragons are in the same slot because you can fire up both of them and they're already pretty awesome. So if you're playing with those 2 things together, it's game on.
And then we have new companions, which are in here.
New companions?
New companions?
Like ones with a pink hat?
Blue hat.
Blue hat in this one? Oh, it is.
It's a blue hat, yeah.
There we go. Rosie, how exciting is it to become a dragon in a game? I mean, you already have a game, Cozy Days. I've already been thinking about how it's so cool that you're featured on the cover of a game. You've inspired an entire game.
My goal is to be more featured than Tom Vassell. No. That's actually impossible. I don't think I could.
So you're actually in a game. You're in this game. You're in Flamecraft. You're in the universe. You've been teleported into the town. And you get to play duels with people and hang out and
cool.
You have your own power. Cool. And we also give powers to, on our team, Nicole and Luke, Lauren, Judy, and Chris.
Did you get it in the right order? No.
But I will say your power was a really fun one to play and sort of to play test. It was kind of OP at first. And it also caused people to play in a really, really weird way where they would not
gambling.
They were just like, I'm not going to play the game for a while. I'm just going to be doing this Rosie strat. And we eventually found a way that I think it balances back out.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's it's not really a module.
Dragons, by the way, our original solution for player powers, they are a one-time. So one of the things you can do with player powers to sort of soften them to be not as unbalanced, because I know Rich is arguably one of the best ones, is you make them one time. And if everyone's got a cool one-time thing, then it tends to balance out, and it's fine. You just pick the best spot. Like Daniel, the Bread Dragon Daniel has an amazing ability, but it's very much useful in certain circumstances, and you got to do it at the right spot. My dragon as well. Oh yes, look at these.
So these are an additional set of artisan dragons, and they are
there are the adventurers.
The adventurers going into Flamebound, and you could add these into your game. Makes it just a little bit long one. Makes it a little bit longer.
Yeah. There's also one more technically in the adventurers, which is a fancy dragon, the Bard Lyric. So you can actually play with. They recommended that if you Lyric is actually recommended if you're playing with upscales, because that is its power. Lyric triggers off of upscales. The adventurers are actually so a little bit of a sneak peek of Flamebound, where those dragons will have, will go on adventures outside of town. After the statue's been found, they need 6-7 heroes to go find out where dragons come from. See what elder dragons are out there. See where these scales, these lightning scales and fire scales and water scales, see what the story is behind those, and go find out what other dragons and critters are out there. In fact, we know of a critter that's out there, which we talked about a little bit with you had a video recently where you told everyone about the woolly pin, right?
Yeah,
it's a critter that they are going to find. They're going to find these big.
If anyone joined from Instagram, I did use a picture of the woolly pin to entice you over. I was like, "We're live. Here's the pin."
Yeah, it's such a cute critter, and it's just the start, everybody, of the cuteness of critters coming. And I know that Addie's in here loving bees. There are adorable critters, and we haven't gotten to my favorite one yet. It has not been shown. Manny's got one in his profile picture that was leaked a long time ago. That some of them have been leaked a little bit in the Stuff the Magic Dragon shop, but there are some adorable ones.
I don't think I know your favorite then.
Also, wait for it. There's one right here.
Yeah, that can't be it.
This is not my favorite, but it's super cute. It's a cowl, which is a cat owl. And the cat owls are part of the first adventure of Flamecraft. You have to help rescue some of them and find them. They've been lost a little bit in the trees, so you have to go after them.
Let me in the last couple of minutes bring up some suggestions for the future of Flamecraft.
Oh, I have a letter. I have something to read.
Oh, cool. Yes, so we got 285 comments on the pin. It's still going at the moment.
You can still comment, right?
You can still comment. I think I set it to be closing after PAX, so that people, if we did run out of PAX, we could tell them to go enter. Yeah, 25th of November.
Okay,
so
this is you asking people, what do you want to see in Flamecraft?
Yes. What do you want to see for the future? Because Oracle sees into the future.
Right.
Flamecraft Legacy.
Flamecraft Legacy. Nice.
I
like it. Yep.
Christmas Dragons.
Can you imagine if legacy games sometimes have it where you like tear up cards? We're never ever going to do that in Flamecraft.
I mean,
but we could have resettable legacy, possibly, maybe. Yeah.
That makes it a campaign game, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe we'll do that.
How about someone said, how about video games? Well, we're doing one.
We just finished in our Discord was a special weekend last weekend, which was the Flamecraft digital alpha. So the first version of it on Steam. A lot of people in our Discord got to play it. Where there was a key, you could come in and give feedback and check it out, and it was streamed on Twitch, and I saw people really enjoying it. So it is coming to video game form, and it's just going to get better and better. And they showed us, Monster Couch is the developer, and they showed us an animation of the dragons running from a shop to another shop, And I have to tell you, even though we made this game, I had never seen an animate. We had not animated that run cycle. And immediately I was like, I just didn't even think about their running on all fours. And then Sadara said, well, actually, if it's a bread dragon or meat dragon, they tend not to do that because they're handling food. So I think it's super cute that the entire universe is like she's already thinking about that. So there's going to be 2-leg run cycles for some of the dragons. So
people have mentioned graphic novels.
oh, graphic novels. That would be.
I think that wouldn't be us.
No, we are trying to work with some fun, partnerships where we someone's specialty is something that we don't do, and of course we like to talk to them.
Flamecraft all card game.
An all card game. Okay, all right. I dig it. How about multi-use cards for Flamecraft dragons? Let's take the cards that are all the same and blow it wide open, and now like you can use the cards in multiple ways.
I'll do a couple more, but this one, I read it wrong. My brain read it wrong. I would like to see an After Dark shop version, and I was like, not doing a not safe for work Flamecraft. And then they said have shops that can only be accessed at night and shops that can only access during the day. Think of all the new shop abilities and dragons that could be introduced. Every 2 rounds, it switches time of day.
That's fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that. By the way, Rodney, I got a code to try Flamecraft Unseen, but ended up not having time. That is totally fine. There's going to be more testing. It's going to be in alpha for a little bit and then beta, and there'll be more opportunities to come in, and we hope you do get a chance to come in.
Another person asking for a night market set in like Flamecraft, like shops at night. We do actually have 1 or 2 are set at night. The one with the hot air balloon is at night, isn't it?
Yes. It's an alternate starter.
Yeah.
That I don't have immediately around me, but it's basically the entrance of the Iron Dragon. That's our alternate starters are how did dragons find the first town, and they all arrive a different way. The bread dragon is coming in through the front gates in the like with a traveling bag, and then the plant dragon is sailing down the canals, and the Iron Dragon has fired up a hot air balloon and is waving to everybody, and it's a night scene, so it's fun.
And then a lot of requests for coloring books. You can all go and read these on Instagram and Facebook.
You know what? There's actually been times when I've suggested a coloring book or what we've called an activity book, because we could do some puzzles with Rich and a couple,
that would be so cool.
So we might have to get to that.
Right, let's have a look at these questions.
Yes.
What new games did you play?
What? Oh, new. So I played Old King's Crown is one of the big ones from yesterday.
Nice.
It is it's hard to explain, but it's beautiful. The production is absolutely beautiful of it. I played a game called Prosperity, which is actually not a new game, but I hadn't played it before. And it's a game about making tea, which I happen to love tea. So it was interesting because you're gathering all these different leaves or different recipes. The box was gold foil. It was a very pretty production of a tea game, actually. We were missing the tea, so I needed to have a better prep for that game. I did play Wild Venture again, which I bought it to somebody else. I'm really having a fun time with that one. It's funny because I was taking turns with somebody, and someone came in to game night and they said, oh, I missed the start of a game. And I said, you can take my spot and I'll teach you how to play. It's that fast. It's that easy. And then they got into it and they're like, it is easy, but wow, the choices are just do so many things in that game.
Now I'm excited to play. I just finished game 10 of Cozy Stickerville.
Look at that.
So I finished it now. I could flip the board and do the other side, which I'm because that's going to be my corporate evil side. All the bad choices, loans and everything. Wow.
But it's definitely played Old King's Crown as well. It's crazy beautiful. That's a good.
Yeah, it's also just one person that worked on it for a very long time.
It's the cards are the kind where it's like tarot shaped cards, and they're deeply like so pretty illustrated. You can just stare at those cards. Every card is gorgeous in that one. And also Wild Venture is like a first time artist. Like it was her first game. And
one of her first ever things she's ever made as an artist.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was staring at those cards too. I enjoy art and games as you may have guessed. So
Mark and Quirkleton are asking about like updates on Genesis. So is there an update for the final Cosmic Frog production? And any news on Genesis?
We are in the quiet period. And what happens in the quiet period is we work on the things that take the longest time, like minis. So we're going back and forth with the plant right now. For example, the cube. Turns out you can't have a green cube completely float inside another cube very easily. So we're in the production of how we're going to make that work. We're also trying to get the frog to have a control lock. In the game, you might be able to take over the cosmic frog, and we need to make sure that that's possible. So we're trying to crack that solution. And then
is he going to be wearing one of those electric tag monitors like when you've been released from prison?
I don't exactly know how we're doing that yet. He might have his own custom stand. And then we're getting samples of 3 different ways that the terraforming, the domes, the habs, as we call them, we're going to get 3 samples of those. And then we're also getting the control locks themselves. And so we're in the, there's not much to say right now. Our next big thing for Genesis is to work on the rule book and the appendix while we open the pledge manager. So we're eagerly sort of getting towards the pledge manager because we do have we have an update. We're kind of moving a lot of our inventory to another shop. And something that we've been mentioning in our newsletter is that we're having a big sale, and then we're moving to another shop, and then we're shipping Genesis out of that shop. So it's a big kind of deal on the back end. Thanks to a huge shout out to Brad, who is working daily on that for you. So we're having it's one of those things where Genesis is like under the hood, we're digging in. So There's not much to say yet, but we will have updates on this.
Will people at PAX see what is in the backpack?
What is in the backpack is going to be a PAX. So
I will say I have seen content creators posting what's in it.
Yeah, I think it's the cat's out of the bag. It's getting out of the bag now.
It's not a cat.
Not a cat. But what it is getting out of the bag, I think.
Yeah, I think give it a couple of weeks and there's no secret left. Once it hits the UK, Europe, and like America more,
I do think that when people find out what's in the backpack, there will be a wave of now that I know I need to have it. So we are sort of preparing for that wave. There's going to be someone was just asking about the sale. There's actually a sale and a pre-order. The sale is everything that's currently on our website, like Critter Kitchen and Drama's Edge, all the merch that's not Flamecraft. And the pre-order is all the things that are Kickstarter items, like the Iron Dragon, that we can't really sell yet because we're delivering to backers. But those will be, we know people want to stake their claim and say, I do want that. And so we're going to make a pre-order. Each one of those things is at a different time. So to answer the question of when is that sale again, if you look at our website right now, cardboardalchemy.com, and you go to either the US or the UK World Store, you'll see a big banner that says 20% off starts on November 21st, which is the opening day of PAX. And so at 10 a.m. UK time and at 10 a.m. Eastern time, each store will open with the sale and will be until December 5th. And all of the items in the shop will be 20% off, which means this is the best time to get any of the Critter Kitchen merch that you wanted to gift to family. Or Andromeda's Edge, if you missed the campaign and you want to just play it right now, there are still some all-in copies. Yeah. So then Flamecraft items are going to go into a totally different shop, a pre-order shop on allplay.com, and that's going to happen in December. And then you can, if you missed anything, you can say, oh, I want to get in on the art book or on the Flamecraft accessories or the plush. Like the plush want to see you.
Do
we have any other questions that we got to
get to? Is there going to be a pre-order of just what's just the backpack and its contents?
It's interesting that is a question we're still going to get to the bottom of the answer. For a limited time, the backpack will come with the Iron Dragon with a surprise in it, but there will be a moment when the backpack comes off, and we are going to then have an Iron Dragon that's just a cute Iron Dragon, which will make it a little bit. Then we're going to consider what we're doing with the backpack and the backpack contents, if we're going to sell that separately, if we're going to put other things in the backpack, if the backpack will be something that, so if you have the backpack separate, then you can buy it for your other dragons. So we're going to make sure it fits on all the other dragons.
Yeah.
We're going to do some of that. So the last ones that we have of the Iron Dragon right now, which are going to be in this pre-order and going to be at PAX, are the last ones that we're saying are going to have the surprise. And then after that, we're going to think about a new plan. So it may be possible to buy just the backpack and its contents at a later date.
Yep.
So
how to get an all-in copy? I assume you mean Andromeda's Edge.
Probably an Andromeda's Edge question.
That is on the store, and you can wait for the sale if you want.
I would wait for the sale because 20% off Andromeda's Edge all in is a serious deal.
I thought desperately they want it.
Well, I mean, okay, you could get one now and know that you're still beating eBay prices because you are.
Yep.
Or free ship. Well, if you're in the United States, it's also free shipping because we are moving stores. So it's 20% off worldwide, but it's also free shipping in the United States. It's unbelievable and unheard of. And you should take advantage before we change your mind.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. These last two questions, we'll be able to pre-order the Fancy Dragon pin from PAX. If there are any remaining, then yes, they will go on the pre-order.
The Fancy Dragon pin, which was in the Kickstarter, because we did have 6 Artisan Dragon pins and 1 Fancy Dragon pin, which happens to be the OG pin. By the way, the name of that dragon is called Flare because Manny and I are big fans of Office Space. Is that what it is? The movie where Jennifer Aniston is working at TGI Fridays and she's supposed to wear all of these pieces of Flare, which are all these pins that they want her to wear, and she has to wear X number of pieces of Flare, otherwise her outfit doesn't count as legit. So Flare is our Fancy Dragon pin, and as long as we have some left,
I think they mean from PAX. There's an Oracle.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. So if you mean Oracle is the brand new Fancy that we have, which is a Penny Arcade pin. So Flare and Oracle, while supplies last, will be in the pre-order. So yes, if we have
the same for the big tokens for Flamecraft and the coins as well. So. Yep.
Yes, we're going to have the coins series 2. We're going to have the big wooden tokens. We're also going to have the regular wooden tokens. You got choices. And then also, I will tell you, this is something I haven't mentioned before to anyone, that we are going, well, I mean, I did tell the manufacturer because they made these, but we're making extra duels tokens, coins, silver coins from duels, which you don't need if you're playing Flamecraft Duels Deluxe, unless you like collecting more coins and you want to take the silver coins into your Flamecraft game and have the silvers be like 3s or 5s or 10s. That is the reason why I thought it'd be kind of fun to make them, not only for people who buy, eventually we'll have a standard version of Flamecraft Duels, and those will be regular cardboard coins and people can upgrade, or for people who just love coins, we're going to have special duels sets of coins. Those will not be in the pre-order because they're still in the progress. We're still working on that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Feel free to put them in the Discord or in the comments under here so we can reply. But yes, there will be, when we are back, because next week we're not doing a live because we're at PAX. But when we're back, we will probably do a special pre-order sale live to just answer all your questions.
Let's do that. Let's talk about all the things.
Because there's a lot of questions about it.
There are a lot of questions. Yeah. So we will be missing next week, which is we'll be at PAX. And if you're there, obviously say hi. If you're not there, we'll want to take tons of pictures to share when we come back. But the week after that is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So I don't know where everyone else is going to be. It might be a low attended stream, but I will still be here. Rosie, you're going to be here?
I think so. Okay. Wait, what date?
Well, I mean, because you don't have a Thanksgiving holiday, so
yeah. I mean, that technically actually is my other anniversary, but I'll probably be here.
All right. Well, so we'll
if it's November, is it November 26th?
24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I will be here. Yeah.
28. So, you know what? I didn't get to these. I want to say that what we just really briefly, we had people write in because if you can't make it to PAX, but you want to say, like, I want to be a dragon. You just have to name what 2 dragons you want to be, and then I will.
That
write you
information
back.
is in our latest newsletter, which is linked below, so you can see
And
that.
when we come back, I will read some of the awesome letters that we're already getting. It's super fun to hear from you. And so much better than the other mail because I just got like a tax certificate and then 4 letters from fans saying how they love Flamecraft. And let me
Yeah.
tell you which ones I wanted to open first.
The tax one.
Yay! No, not at all. So
Yeah.
thank you
All
very
right.
much, everybody.
Thank you
And
so much,
happy
everyone.
weekend.
We will, if you're at PAX, come say hi. Booth 2842.
Nice.
All right.
Here's
Bye.
everybody. Game on, and see you next time.
Bye.